Welcome back or welcome to Glowing Hour?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. You know, I try to keep in like our bloopers too. Sometimes it doesn't give. This one might give. So hello.
So we'll see.
Welcome back or welcome to Glowing Hour. I am half the podcast. No, it's fucking... Oh my God. Welcome back or welcome to Glowing Hour. We're your hosts, Sam and Mel. Good Lord.
It only takes us like 5 takes to say our intro every time.
I think it means we need to change it,
I
but
think it might, but I don't know what to say.
it's fine. It's part of the gig that we just mess it up every time. Today we're drinking Long Island somethings. Some canned drink.
It's not a Long Island. It's
like the brand is called like Long... No, the drink? I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know,
but it's like a citrus and gin thing.
It's a little pom.
We put pomegranates in it to make it look fancier than it is.
Very Thanksgiving vibes with the pom.
It is. When is this isn't Thanksgiving, is it? It's the beginning of November. Anywho, today's topic, waiting to get proposed to. Clearly it's not me.
No, I'm just kidding. And I don't even feel that way. Let's be real.
No.
I think the question was, how long is too long to get, like, how long is the wait? What is the question?
How long is too long to wait to get engaged?
Right.
Yeah.
And I personally have gay thoughts about this, and it rolls in both ways. We're like, I see where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also like, but does it matter? You know?
Right.
And we'll get into it. But
okay. I think most people have this like perception, because it's really only online. I feel like in real life, no, I mean, even in real life, people are like, so when are you getting married?
Yeah,
you know, it is everywhere. But especially online, people feel like they have the right to be like, oh my God, dump him. Like,
yeah,
or whatever, you know? And it's like, well, you don't know my life. You don't even know if I want to be married or if I believe in marriage or whatever. Because these days, our generation do not be believing in marriage in general.
They do not be believing in most, like, heteronormative societal expectations of relationships.
I do think partially because of trauma, like divorced parents.
Absolutely,
it's just like,
and that's fair.
Yeah. I personally believe in marriage.
The long pause goes, I personally...
It wasn't supposed to be any Tito shade or anything. That's just... I just had to give it a pause. Okay, I had to give it a pause. Sensitive information.
Sensitive to some.
Yeah, sensitive. I personally believe in marriage, but I also am okay that other people don't and don't give any value to that. I also do believe that it is just a piece of paper, but it's a piece of paper that means a lot and that I fucking want. It better be signed. It's important in a lot of ways, just like, especially in America, I feel like there's so many like tax benefits to be married.
You said fiscally
advantageous be married. Also, as an aesthetic, in the aesthetic niche.
Aesthetic niche.
Not on my hand, no. But like living through all these milestones, like having the engagement, having the wedding.
The photo shoot.
The photo shoot. What is it? Hello, Noto. What is it? What is it? Hello, Moto? Okay, anyways, I'm getting off base here.
Okay, with that said.
Yes, because not everyone wants to get married. I think there is no general consensus of timeline, but if we were to quantify it, would you? I
can't. Yeah. And here's my reasoning. It's like, number one, obviously, like, we don't know everyone's situation and or whether they care about it.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think it also depends on when you're starting a relationship. Like
what age you are?
Yeah, if you're in high school and you have a high school sweetheart and you've dated for 15 years, I think it's
oh my God, how old are you?
Oh, okay, maybe
31?
You're like 30, like you're 30.
Okay. Yeah, 15. Maybe right? If you're 15 or 14 when you started.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're 30, I think it's fucking okay to wait that long, even though it's 15 years. It's like you've still already made a commitment to somebody.
Me being like Really?
You still made a commitment to somebody, but I just feel like you've lived so many lives together that like you had to see this person through, and that's completely okay, in my opinion.
Even if they broke up, maybe like low key a little.
I'm saying somebody who just even stayed together the whole time. That's fucking fine.
Yeah.
But then I'm also thinking like, if you got a boyfriend tomorrow, I'd be like, low key probably expect you at like to the latest get married in like 3 years.
Right.
Number one, because I know you, but also because like we're reaching the end of the 20.
The end of our lives have come upon us. You better be married before that deathbed.
But you know what I mean?
Screaming.
Like, I feel like I would expect that at the latest maybe 5 years. I'll give it 5. But like,
well, thank you.
But I feel like you're grown. You should know whether or not if you want to be married.
No. I get you. See, even for me though, that 15 years is a little too long. Okay. You should know when you know.
It makes sense. Yes, I get it. But I think like if they're both like,
yeah, if they're both like, I don't want to,
it's
but
fine.
that's the issue, is why we're asking this question. Why straight women across the fucking world are wondering is because men be just sitting on their ass enjoying the benefits of a girlfriend and that giving wifey
for sure.
And that, you know, that's also part of the problem. Why are we giving wifey so soon? Why are we giving wifey so soon?
But if they were together for 15 years, you're gonna give wifey at some point. Anyway.
Right, but that's my thing. If you are both on the same page of like, you know what, let's coast a bit. Like, I enjoy this phase of our relationship. I don't think we need to like move on to the next phase yet, whatever, or ever. Maybe this is the final form. I don't fucking know. That's fine. But it's always when the girlfriend's like, like when?
And I think the girlfriend or like the woman in the relationship, in a straight relationship, I think it has a lot of like pressures from outside like things, because I feel like number one, it's like you're already seeing this man who you want to be with, and like people already are quantifying your years together as like milestones.
I'm like, let's wrap it up, baby. Let's make these anniversaries for weddings and not girlfriend, boyfriend. It also starts to feel very like, maybe like the title needs to go up a notch. You know what I mean?
See, like
especially if you have children together, then people really start. But it's also like, if you don't believe in marriage, if you both don't believe in marriage, that's fine. But I'm talking about these other scenarios.
It's so hard for me to like try to analyze or quantify, because I'm like, on one end I went into relationships being like, I do want marriage, and then now, not that I don't want marriage, but like now being almost in a 6-year relationship, some people might think that might be too long to like not be engaged at least, and I'm just like, but I'm also very comfortable with the title right now where we are, because we've committed in other ways. And I think sometimes I'm like, marriage does feel like just a fucking piece of paper at that point, because we've got a house, we have responsibilities of like 2 dogs, and yes, they're not kids, but like mine fucking might as well be. Mm-hmm. And like I feel like that is a huge commitment that I'm like waking up to every day, and so to quantify it to just like a piece of paper feels like kind of silly. But then on the other hand, I'm like, it's really exciting to develop our relationship, and like that's what it is. It's like I feel excited to develop the relationship, but I don't think it's like a forceful need to move forward. You know what I mean? And I think,
but for you, it is a next step in general.
Yes,
it is something you want to do.
And then I also just feel like there's like a conflicting part for me in the queer space, where I'm like, on one hand, it's like we have currently anyway the availability to get married as queer folk, and that's such a huge piece of our history that like it's such a privilege to be able to experience, and so of course I want to do that. And on the other hand, I'm like, why am I abiding to these straight fucking rules when we're not the same, and you've made us feel not the fucking same for so long. So it's just like, it's very convoluted, and the marriage and engagement thing just feels like very complex. But at the end of the day, I just feel like if you are
taking out the, like how you were telling me earlier, speaking, I'm not saying you're speaking negatively because it's facts, you're speaking about things that actually fucking are real, but like taking out the heavier side of it, you are like positive, like you're excited about the idea of it.
Because it feels like another not like a level, but just
Milestone.
maybe another milestone, or just like another
I'm sure
way
once
to
you
celebrate love or like grow love.
Yeah, once you're married or whatever, which like, because I believe in it, I do feel like there is another level of commitment for me personally that will be attained when I do it. Not in the way of like, oh, right now it's just like for funsies or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like there will be that next step of like, because for me, I would like to think this is how it's going to pan out, but I don't know. But like marriage, then you like do all the other commitment levels. So like you're saying, you've done other commitment pieces. So it's different. And I can see why people who don't believe in it are like, well, we have a house together, we have kids. Like, I don't need that. But for me, that next step would be like the marriage and then all those other things in a perfect world, of course. But I do think once you get married, not that things change, but maybe they do. I can't speak on it because I've never been married, right?
That is a big piece. I remember talking to my therapist about this, and I was like, because I was talking about my fears and like my things about like being, because she asked me, because she is also, she's not like dead or anything, but she's queer.
She's not your therapist
She's
anymore.
a lesbian, and like, she was like, do you and Logan ever want to get married? And I was like, yeah, we do. I just think that we're both like not in the place to like feel like that piece of commitment is like fully like there yet, just at the time, because we both like have a lot of growing in ourselves to do, and I feel like I wanted to be more of a solid human before like committing myself to somebody else in that way. Because I do think marriage is very serious, although I like said everything else. But like, and she was like, and I was like, and you know, who knows? Like maybe like things won't. I was like, maybe things won't even fucking change. Like I think like sometimes it's just a piece of paper. And she goes, yeah, I think that's what most people think. But like when you're actually married, like the title does make a huge difference. Not only like are you like perceived differently, but you also feel different. It's just like, and I can't explain it, but things really do change.
Yeah, and it's not in a, I feel like people hate that because they're like, well, I'm not married and I still love them just or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like it does. And it's not in a bad way. It's like in a good way.
I think also though, like the difference is like maybe if you're not already like I would like if somebody is like, I feel like it's the same thing. I don't need to, like a marriage license to say that we're married. Like, okay, for example, I think about like Logan's parents. They're not like legally married, but they're a married couple.
Yeah.
And like they live life as a married couple.
Interesting. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that could be like the way that people really view themselves. And like as long as you're making the commitment of a marriage type of lifestyle, then it's the same thing.
Yeah, as long as like to you the weight of a marriage is the same as you committing to somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm also like maybe that changed for them when they had a ceremony. And
I do think like,
started calling each other husband and wife.
Right.
Like,
the symbolic stuff.
Symbol really, I think, changes. As much as people don't want it to, it fucking
I think the symbolic thing, we're human.
We're human.
We need symbols. We need those.
That's the trailer. We're humans. We need symbols.
The single ladies. Yeah. So, circling back to waiting to get proposed to, I feel like there is no right or wrong answer for anyone in specific. So let's just answer for ourselves, maybe. Like,
okay.
I don't know. In a perfect world, if I met someone today, I feel like I would also be married in less than 3 years.
Yeah, that makes sense for you.
Like today.
Yeah.
Today. 3 years.
Maybe even like 5 months from now, I would still say 3 years.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say 5 months from now, like, if I met them today. I was like, whoa.
Not me like plugging the
Cannot
man
plan a wedding
in,
that fast.
But like the marriage stays the same. Like the timeline is the same, but the man kind
you're
of
like,
just
5 months from now, you're going to get married.
Still 3 years. Yeah, and I think that's like why when I look at like other people's relationships, when I'm like, oh, you guys met at 28 and then like got married in a year. I'm like, well, or got engaged in a year. I'm like, that makes sense because we're older and like you kind of know what you
more
need
so
and want. Like, yeah.
God hopes. We can only hope so.
I don't know that I have a timeline. I feel like
it's just like in a perfect world, I guess.
I think I just
when do you want to be
I have
engaged?
a logistical timeline where like Logan wants to be pregnant, I think, by 29. So I'm like,
Isn't that literally next July?
that's literally the next July, or like in that realm, that like 29th year. So I'm like, I don't know that's gonna work anymore for our timeline.
So you have a year and whatever months, 7, 8 months.
It's looking like maybe what we thought the kid timeline is more of the marriage timeline.
Oh, okay.
And then we push the kids.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
That's how I'm feeling.
So under 2 years.
Yeah. I
Under
would
2
say
years
so.
is a comfortable number.
I think we also just have both gone through huge changes in our lives that, like,
You want to feel a little settled in those changes?
yeah. And I
Which
think
you never will be through divorce, as all the married people do divorce. Oh my god, through marriage.
You're jumping ahead
I know,
to
what the
people's lives.
heck? No, like through marriage, everyone's always like, well, you're never going to be fully ready. Or for kids.
I mean, it's true, but I think, like,
Since you have the choice.
it's just
Why not?
just so, like, just now starting it, like, literally it just happened, like, within the last, like, 6 months that both of our lives, at least, like, financially and career wise, have changed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like, that currently stands as priority. At least that's how I view, like, Logan. Like, also she, like, wants to be the first one to do it, so I'm like, I'm not
Have a baby?
Well, that too.
I was like, what are you
But
talking about?
propose, like, she wants
Oh, you're
to
going to
be
do it after?
that's what she wants. I don't know. We'll see. But what I'm saying,
up! I'm so done.
what I'm saying is, like, she wants that, but I'm like, I want you. I see you and want you to be working on your business.
I'm sorry. I'm
You know what I
still
mean?
so caught up
What?
on the fact that you're both proposing. That is so unfair that she gets to do it first. Because then what if you hadn't been planning? What do you have? Like a month to scramble together a proposal? You literally both have to be proposing and then you just wait. That's crazy.
Usually the way it happens, like, with lesbians, it's like one proposes, and I feel like low-key everyone says
And then
that
what,
they
you just get
didn't
down
know,
on a
but,
knee?
like, everybody knew, and, like, y'all both knew to get rings at the same time. And, like, you do that, or, like, one
I'm
proposes
dead.
and then, like, a couple months happen or weeks and you have a different proposal for the other person. Like, I think, like, low-key y'all talk about getting rings.
You think
and then
so?
you get the
Well, you better
rings.
start talking to her about it
Well,
because
we've been
you guys
talking about
Oh.
it, but I feel like, again, we're both in, like, a place where we're trying to figure out how to live.
Maybe
right
next
now.
year conversation.
Yeah.
Next year conversation. That is a wild thought. But you said maybe you're gonna propose. Like,
First?
no. Oh, is that what you're saying? You might beat her to it.
Yeah. She doesn't want me to, but
Why?
I think she keeps saying, like, at least give me that. Like, I don't know.
What does
I'm
that
like,
even
what do you
mean?
fucking mean?
What do you? I'm giving you my whole whole life.
being.
Like, what do you mean? Just give me that.
I think she just means, like, I've always wanted to do that first. And I'm like, ugh, okay. I'm like, low-key, she's like, I don't think you even thought about proposing to somebody, so. And I'm like, you're right. But I'm also like, maybe I just want to win.
Maybe this is about winning.
This is about winning. She's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Maybe this is actually a competition and I
I'm
win.
gonna
That is so funny. Okay, T. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's individual. And I have to say, symbolically, personally, I would like to be married one day and have a ring on my finger. It's just, like, so cute.
It's an
It's such a cute aesthetic, such cute lore. Like, it's also like that, which, like, Cinderella or whatever, like, let's blame all the fairy tales, but, like, my whole life I've grown up knowing that there's gonna be a ring on this finger one day.
That's kind of crazy.
Like, who did that to me? I don't know, but it is.
See, I didn't grow up that way.
I mean,
I
I didn't
watched the
necessarily,
movies.
like, actually look or anything, but
Yeah, you're right.
probably once I got to, like, high school, I was like,
See, like, there's girls like Logan
Hmm.
who made her rats get married, and I was never that girl. You know,
me neither.
well, maybe not your rats, but your dolls. Like,
My, like, dolls, I mean, my, whatever, Bratz dolls, besties were,
Logan
like,
just had rats. You know what I mean? Instead, so
crazy. That's one way to do it.
she loved them, and then she found out they were both girls, and she was like, what does that mean? Is their marriage legal? And at the time, it was not.
Wow.
It started young.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah. Marriage, symbolic. I love her personally. Well, I don't know yet because I've never been married, but I hope I do. I better. Jesus. After all this.
no, you will.
I'm going to be like, Logan, at least give me this. At least give me a marriage. Oh, man. Yeah. Let us know if you guys have timelines. If you're like, and it's cool to set boundaries. Like, If you're dating me, I want to be married in the next 3 years. Maybe I should start saying shit like that.
Maybe you got to.
Maybe I gotta start saying shit like that.
Maybe not first date, but
I mean,
a couple dates in.
that's real though. Like, I want to be married by 30.
That's fair.
Run away if you're scared.
Bye. Yeah.
Move back, bugs.
Oh, period.
Anyways, yeah, I think that's it for today's glowing hour. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys next week, and as usual, give us a rating if you haven't already. Like us on YouTube. Do all the things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.